Hello and welcome. I'm Julie Leonard, life coach and happiness evangelist. And today I'm going to tell you all about how you can influence your mood through your body language. So we're widely taught that our body language can give off messages to other people and therefore affect how they view us. For example, we know that, when we go for an interview, we should stand up tall and make eye contact and a firm handshake. And the interview panel will perceive us as being confident and they will like us. But did you know that research is now showing us that by changing our body language, we can also change how we feel in ourselves and that we can affect our mood and level of happiness? I think this is fascinating. I can't wait to share it with you. I've got 6 tips on how simple changes in your body language can significantly improve how you feel. Number 1, smile. Simply smiling makes us feel better. I absolutely love this piece of research by Fritz Strack. He took some students, he put them into 2 groups. He wanted to study the correlation between facial expressions and our emotions. So you've got these 2 groups, and he gives them all a pen. Grab a pen if you're watching this and do it with me, because I think this is fascinating. Put them into 2 groups, and he told one group to put the pen between their teeth and the other group to put it between their lips. And he showed them a comic, Far Side, maybe you know Far Side, and for them to rate how funny they thought it was. Now, group 1, who were holding the pen in their teeth, rated it much funnier than group 2, holding the pen in their lips. Now, try it with me. Hold it in your teeth. And then hold it in your lips. What do you notice? That's right. You're probably like group 1, felt that you were more holding a more smile pose when you held it in your teeth. And the second one, it feels more like a frown, doesn't it? Doesn't feel so happy. And so what they found was that they felt differently. How they saw things and took in that information, how they felt, was completely different, whether they were smiling more or frowning more. So I thought that was just absolutely fascinating. And another piece of research that was done in Hanover in Germany, they took it a bit further. They were thinking, well, if this is true, and like often when we see people who are feeling quite low in all the years, I mean, I've worked for over 30 years with people, many experiencing depression, often do start to look quite sad in their faces. And so they wondered if the reverse would be true, that if you could take people who were depressed and freeze the facial muscles so that they weren't feeling so low, whether that would influence how they felt. And so they took Botox, the nerve agent Botox, injected them, and they found that 60% of the participants felt significantly better. I think that's absolutely fascinating. So sometimes just think about what you're doing. Smiling can just lift your mood and make you feel a little bit better. So I love that one. I hope you love that too. So simple, isn't it? The next one was to sit up straight. It's really hard. We're at our computers a lot. Most of us work at the computer. We're sitting at the desk. We often slouch. We often feel like this. Shoulders go up. But often when we're feeling sad too, we often kind of curl in on ourselves. And so there's so much research about how sitting up straight, shoulders back, really boosts our mood and our energy. And so there was another study in 2004 where they took people who were sitting more slouched or sitting more upright. And they just found that by studying people and how they performed, that people who were sitting more upright were more positive, had more energy, were more engaged with things, and that also that they rated things around them more positively as well. So it's like when you sit upright, it's easier to recall more positive things, and it's harder to recall more negative when you're feeling more in this positive upright position. So I know it's not always easy, but sometimes just taking yourself up a little bit can just change the perspective a little bit more. So I thought that was really interesting as well. The same applies when we're walking as well, having a more upright posture, head up, walking more confidently really affects how we feel. And we can often tell when we see people walk past us, if they're, slouched over a bit, head down, that we kind of perceive them to be more unhappy. So again, the research is showing that walking with this more positive attitude makes us feel better. And so there was a study in 2015 where they took participants and they got them to walk on a treadmill. And so they got half the group to walk in this kind of more upright, positive gait, and the other half to sort of adopt a more sad, more, more depressed kind of walk. And at the same time, they showed them a mixture of words that were positive and negative. And at the end, they asked the participants to recall as many words as possible. And the group that were walking more positively remembered way more positive, nice words than the group that seemed more negative. And so not only are we finding that it improves our mood, but it also influences how we perceive the information around us. And that's a really, really important point. It can really change our perception of the world and the information that we're taking into our brains. Number 4 is all about power posing. Love this one. I absolutely love Amy Cuddy. She's a fantastic researcher into body language. You may have read her book called Presence, or even watched her TED Talk in the top 5 TED Talks of all time, all about how body language can shape your mood. The link is in here, so go and watch it if you haven't seen it already. It's fantastic. She did a great study where she took participants and she got half of them to stand in a power pose. Pretty much what that means is like a victory, like this. Yes. Standing like this for 2 minutes. The other half in a lower pose, so just kind of standing. And then she put them into quite a stressful interview situation. And the people who did this power pose before they went in did so much better than the people in the lower pose. And what they also found was that they had higher levels of testosterone, which gave them a lot more energy and positivity, and much lower levels of cortisol, which is a stress hormone. So people were less stressed and more confident going in. So might seem funny to do this, but it's fantastic and it's so simple. I suggest getting into that victory pose, yes, like this, or adopting your Wonder Woman, Superman pose with your hands on your hips. 2 minutes doing that really increases how we feel. As we say, it's changing your hormones in your body, lowering the stress ones, increasing the testosterone. It's making you feel more confident, more positive. So adopting that when you have to go and do something, like me, talking on camera or going to give a talk or a presentation, or just generally starting your day, get into that power pose. It really, really works. Number 5, one of the ones that we've talked about, and we did this topic in my happiness club the other week. Number 5 was laughter. I hesitate about putting it's not quite like a body language, but it really ties in with the smiling. And like when we activate these muscles here, it really triggers something in our brain. And we all agreed that laughter and laughing every day and laughing a lot is really important to our mood. It just makes us feel incredible. So find something every day that makes you laugh, watch something, go and watch a comedy sketch, or, God, there's a million, funny cat and dog videos to watch, or go and see your favorite comedian, or watch a TV show, or read something funny, or just, engage with people around you. I've got a 5-year-old, so, watching him is hilarious, So find the things that make you laugh every day and do it, because it's triggering these muscles and it's lifting your mood. So that was the favorite of the group when we did that. And the last one is all about adopting a more open posture. As we said already, like often when we feel uncomfortable or insecure, we're not feeling so confident, we're a bit anxious or worried, we tend to close in on ourselves. It's a natural instinct to kind of make ourselves feel smaller. Sometimes we cross our arms to protect ourselves, cross our legs. Ever find yourself quite stressed and you've got your legs wrapped around each other and you're like this? Shoulders are maybe up, lots of tension. Sometimes even, like this, sort of covering our mouths or our faces. So what we want to do is the opposite of that. And I'm not saying like go like this, spread wide, but a bit more creating space like this just gives more of a feeling of confidence, of being more relaxed, being more open to people. People perceive you as confident, but it definitely helps you feel more confident. So simply creating space, spreading out a little bit, opening up rather than closing. This is called body blocking, when we sort of universal sign that we're very uncomfortable. Instead of blocking our bodies, open them up. So there you have 6 tips that I really do think help. I know people are going through so many different things every day, and I'm not saying smile and you'll feel happy. But these little changes that we can do, they're all part of your toolkit. All little things that we can do. I really recommend just regularly doing a little body scan, just tuning into your body and just checking in, am I slouched? Am I hunched? Are my shoulders up to my ears? Are my legs all wrapped around? Just be aware of that. And sometimes for me, if I'm working away, sometimes just even like smiling, I just feel a bit more positive. Just gives me a bit more energy. Or just standing taller. All of these things help. They're just lots of little tools that help us feel more positive and happier. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.